Welcome to Buzz on Veterans. I'm your host, Chris Budajas. Today's segment is sponsored by Military Affairs and Veterans Department of the City of Jacksonville. Joining me here in the studio is Peter Mitalas with Florida Vino Imports and Jude Green with the Posting House. Folks, how are you doing?
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having us on board today.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for your service. So, service in the Navy, Naval Flight Officer, correct?
And a naval aviator.
A naval aviator,
I actually transitioned from NFO to naval aviator, academy grad, and in the wine business.
In the wine business.
How did I end up there?
Flying and alcohol going hand in hand.
Oh, right. Yeah, we don't mix that anymore. But,
no, not anymore.
Those were great sea stories from the past. But my wife and I, a great opportunity, lived in Italy.
Okay.
From 20 to 2023, and that was my last Navy tour. And as we were over there, we started to experience the Italian wines and these varietals that we realized we didn't find them here in the First Coast. And growing up here, being stationed here, we were enjoying these wines and saying, why are they not in the First Coast?
Yeah.
Why are they not in Jacksonville? So we did something about it, Chris, before we left. We in 2021, we were sitting there and saying, we could probably do this. We started doing some research, put together a company, and got licensed as a federal importer and a state distributor. And here we are now in 2025. The business is growing, and we're growing rapidly.
That's great.
Through the First Coast. And one of our partners, retail partners here, is the Posting House. That one of our early adopters, and Jude and her husband Stu have been fantastic to work with.
Well, great. So, Jude, tell us about the Posting House.
So we moved to Jacksonville almost 11 years ago now, and 5 to 6, probably 6 years ago, we had the idea of creating, I don't want to call it an English pub because people get the wrong idea. They're like, oh, great, fish and chips. There are no fish and chips. But more of a, if you think like London wine bar, that kind of vibe. We just really wanted to create a space that kind of reminded us of home. Funny story, we'd go out on a date night, and this was when our kids were tiny, so we'd have like 3 hours of babysitting. And your amazing American service is just so efficient that we would be in and out of dinner in like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we'd be like, what do we do with our remaining time? We don't want to go home. We don't really want to go, like, there's some fantastic breweries, but we didn't really want to go to a brewery. So we're just like, if only we could find like a place like this or back home. So we basically created it, and it's evolved. Yeah. It's evolved a lot. Timing was terrible. We opened 9 months before COVID, so we've been through. We've been through a bit, and there's been lots of trying different things, and really we've just kind of landed on this niche wine bar. I mean, we've still got some amazing beers, so there's something for everyone. But we really are kind of like leaning into that. Wine.
Well, I appreciate that, because the audience, for those that have never lived in Europe, dining over there is an experience. It's not an event; it's an experience. And my time in Italy, the only people that ate at 7 o'clock at night were Americans. Most Italians are eating later, and the quality of the food and everything else. So the fact you're providing an experience rather than just an event that we do is go eat is great. So.
Yeah, and that's what we've tried to bring back here, because we can't bring our clients to Italy, to the wineries. But places like the Posting House, we can bring our wines, we can do the pairings, we can do those settings, and experience those varietals. For example, the Greco di Tufo that we sell from Bellaria, we import. We're the sole importer. Yeah. You look around restaurants here and you ask people, when have you last time you've drank a Greco di Tufo in an Italian restaurant, or any of the other wine bars that you go to? Terrassi, that's the Ionico grape from Campania in the region. And again, we've brought these wines in, and with a chance with Posting House or these other places, we can go out and do the tastings. We can allow people to experience it and have them go, wow, I've never had this before. This is great. Why have I never heard of it? Because nobody's really traditionally been importing it. Right. It's been dominated historically by Northeastern and Midwestern lines. And then, of course, in this state, there's 460 plus distributors. Yeah. And where do you think the majority are? In Miami. There's less than 15 of us here, and we really? So we found a great niche market segment, importing and distributing the Italian wines here to the First Coast market, and we continue to build.
That's great. So you guys got an upcoming event. I think you got a couple. So one's Vets and Vino. Can you tell the audience what's happening there?
The Vets and Vino. So there's so many great networking events out there, but not networking events where you specifically go and drink wine and bring entrepreneurs together too. So our target audience is not only the crowd that Posting House brings in and that civilian business community, and allowing those folks to meet more veterans and network with them. But it's also from the side of those wine buyers that want to experience, again, those varietals they haven't had access to. And of course, the entrepreneurs out there, the vet entrepreneurs, because there's a lot across Florida and the organization. So this is another opportunity for them to come to the Posting House. That's on Thursday, January 30th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. We'll be there as Florida Vino Imports hosting, facilitating this, with Posting House hosting this event. We're really excited about it. We hope to see all veterans across the First Coast there show up that night.
That's excellent.
And get together and talk and chat and find mentors. We're more than happy to talk about it, learn about entrepreneurship. And also, of course, Posting House services with some great beers on tap.
Yeah. And so, first time doing this event, Vets and Vino, or you guys?
Inaugural.
Inaugural, okay, excellent.
Correct. We've done some wine classes before.
Oh, have you really?
Which have been great. We had a winemaker from Italy come over, which was
that's
fantastic.
one of the services we provide that maybe the other distributors don't do, is we have laid out a schedule quarterly winemaker dinners. So again, that's another thing we bring here. We bring the winemakers from Italy to come and do with the wine bars, restaurants, and talk about their wine. So these are the folks that are running the operation, that have been out in the vineyards and know everything about their wines. And that really makes it special for those tasting the wines, when they actually get to ask the winemaker questions directly about this or that and about those varietals.
Do folks have to get a reservation for the Vets and Vino on 30 January, or just show up?
It's a show up, walk through the door. And
we look forward. There's no excuse not to show up, right?
There'll be featured flights. Again, the beer's on tap, some charcuterie with that. And lots of networking there to meet people and discuss your story.
Awesome. So Jude, how do folks find Posting House?
So we have a lot of events going on, so the best way is through Instagram.
Instagram, okay.
We do have a website. I think we updated it about 2.5 years ago, so it's top of my husband's list right now. He doesn't know it. He doesn't know it yet.
Okay, good.
But Instagram is updated, and I think it goes on to Facebook as well. But we've got a good monthly calendar, and everything's updated pretty regularly.
I would say for all the social events across here, get on Instagram. That's where the groups are looking. They're finding the places. They're finding us, Florida Vino Imports. FLA_VINO_imports for Instagram. We do have the website too that we do try to keep tabs, keep up to date. And then for any of those retailers out there that reach out to us directly, you're getting the owners, you're getting our personal phone number, and you're getting service that we can turn and deliver in 24 hours.
That's awesome. Peter, Jude, thank you very much for coming in. Thanks for the message.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks for sponsoring the event on 30 January.
Happy to do
I'm telling folks, there's no excuse not to come out. Who does not like vino and who does not like beer? But I think the most important thing, not just that event, the camaraderie and the network that will occur will be exponentially, and the education as a result of it. Just they'll know that you guys are there and providing a great service to our communities and also to our veterans. So we'll take all your guys' contact information, put it in our show notes, and we'll share it out to the greater internet sphere. So thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Hey folks, connect with us on LinkedIn. Take a look at our show notes. Take a look at the Posting House and then Florida Vino. And then we look forward, if you're in the local area, we'll see you on the 30th of January at 6 o'clock at the Posting House at Vets and Vino. Live with gratitude, and we'll see you in the next segment.
When they leave us for battle, we await their return. When their embrace is gone, we imagine them with us. Some don't come back. We grieve. Some come back hurting. We help. Heroes survive. We honor them. Heroes fall. We remember them. 150,000 veterans live in Jacksonville. We serve them. We're the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, City of Jacksonville. Because of them, our light never dims.